Welcome back to pregame.tv. NHL action on Saturday. We've got the Chicago Blackhawks going to L.A. to play the Kings. Series tied 1-1. Ken, you're the hockey guy. I'm just going to sit back, kick back, and say.
That's all you can do with your Penguins out of it. You don't know anything about hockey. It's great.
This guy, I love him.
That's right. By the way, when is that dinner?
Whenever you tell me,
all
sir.
All right, there you go.
All right.
So I wanted to get that on tape there.
Whenever I was down at Legazi on Monday, right. I told you I went over to the other side to Palazzo, or I went to the Venetian from the Palazzo side to play cards for a little bit before the show. Right. Profitable. And
you made enough money to cover the tip.
I walked, when you go through the walkway between Palazzo and Venetian, you got to go in front of, Delmonico's. Jesus.
So I said you made enough money and you had a good night real quick.
Frickin' Penguins take my profit. I'll let them know when I get back to Pittsburgh. They owe me a steak dinner. But, we'll do that whenever you want. And your Rangers, kudos.
Well, I'm wearing the blue tonight. They're playing tonight. We're taping Thursday early and hoping they get it. With the Rangers, don't ever count anything. It looks good, up 2-0, going home. But that's when they have in the past collapsed. 94, 20-year anniversary since Messier leading us. Maybe Martin St. Louis can be that veteran leader for this year's Cup. We'll see.
But you've said it many times. You get a goalkeeper that's hot, gets on a run, you can just ride him all the way to the Cup. And, boy, he's getting the job done right now.
Well, he's getting it done. And also, Jonathan Quick for the L.A. Kings. Last night, we're looking 2-0 early. Blackhawks, early second period, already up 1-0. They don't lose at home too often. Kings, 6 unanswered goals. Found a way to get one late at the end of the second period. That made it 2-1, gave them some momentum. Then the early goal, third period. And then the Blackhawks, a mistake, too many men on the ice, gave the Kings another power play. They got that 3-2 lead, and they kind of felt like this is our chance to get one on the road, and they took advantage of it.
Well, heading back home now with momentum after, it's bad. Hockey, you fall behind 2-0. It could all come crumbling down quick. But they stayed steady, got their composure, pulled it out. Now they got all the momentum going back to L.A. What are you looking at here?
Well, again, with Chicago, they're not going to be rattled. They're the defending Stanley Cup champs. They've won the Cup twice in the last 4 years. So a lot of veteran experience there. But they have not been scoring. Chicago has struggled. And on the road, they only have 2 wins in the playoffs. Both those wins were in overtime. So 2-4 on the road. It's going to be a tough road for Chicago, but the Kings have not played their best hockey at home. We saw them lose their first 2 home games against Anaheim in the last series. So, again, it's not been that dominant Staples Center performance that we've seen out of the LA Kings more toward the end of the season, regular season, in the playoffs. So it's an interesting game, and it's a big game for both teams.
Well, you got my curiosity. Let's make it official, buddy.
All right, let's do it. And the Kings are a -128. That was the best line that I got, and I jumped on the Kings. I'm going to take the Kings. Why? Because I have the hot goaltender. First time that Crawford gave up more than 4 goals in the playoffs, gets riddled. One of them was an empty netter, but he really struggled, and he let in some softies, even in short side goal by Toffoli that kind of had him scratching his head. And Chicago blowing that 2-0 lead psychologically, going to L.A. They need to get a road win. I don't think they're going to get it. Why? Because Jonathan Quick is playing at a level right now that's absolutely ridiculous. He's given up just 8 goals in the last 4 games, so 2 goals a game. The Kings, on the other hand, they have scored 15 goals in their last 3 games, including 6-2 victories twice. For Chicago, of course, giving up 6 goals. Again, first time they gave up more than 4 in the playoffs. Crawford, to me, kind of right now second-guessing himself a little bit. How about the Blackhawks? Their first 8 playoff games, they've played 14, but their first 8 games offensively scoring 3.6 goals per game. How about their last 6 games? Just 1.8, so less than 2 goals a game. Now you're going against a hot goaltender. You're not scoring. Again, they've got Hossa, who's got 13 points, but he only has 2 goals. He's one of their leading goal scorers. He had 30 during the regular season. Seabrook, Taves, and Kane, those guys are still dangerous. Keith, Bickle, Saad, Sharp. Sharp is struggling as well. Only 2 goals in the playoffs. Oduya's been pretty consistent. On the other hand, for the Kings, got the hat trick from Carter. He now has 16.7 goals. Kopitar with 20 points leading everybody as far far as playoff scoring. Then you've got Gabrick, who has 9 goals, 6 assists. And again, the Kings doing what they need to do. Got the series back home, even up. Don't know if they can win both in L.A., but I like them in this spot, again, with the hot goaltender. Now quick, a little bit of rest. And again, the Kings didn't have any rest prior to jumping right into this series in Chicago, coming off the 7-game series win against Anaheim. So give me the L.A. Kings on -128 Game 3. I think they get this W. I think they're going to win the series. I think we're looking at a coastal series with New York and L.A., the number 1 and 2 markets. Again, don't want to judge to conclusions a little too early with the Rangers, but they have that 2-0 lead. They should be able to at least get a split and take a 3-1 lead if they have to go back to Montreal. But that's my play in this one. I'm going to take the L.A. Kings. I laid 128, maybe a little higher by the time they drop the puck on Saturday, but give me the Kings over Chicago to take a 2-1 lead in the series. I like them, Marco, -128.
All right, great stuff from Ken, as always in hockey. Now we're going to put Ken to the test. Baseball coming up next. He's going to preview Kansas City at the LA Angels. That's up next. Pregame.tv.